Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining me. This is going to be a sketch of the No Name Pub. I'm starting out on a piece of 9 by 12 watercolor paper, my mechanical pencil, and I'm going to just loosely sketch just some bits and details and then go in with pen. And as you can see to the right, I exaggerated the rooftop a little bit. I kind of want this to slope down, and so I can get a nice big kind of sky effect when I get into the watercolor. So once I get the pencil work done, I'll grab my Uniball pen, and then we'll drop in some watercolor and then pen again. So it's going to be a quick, loose sketch, and I want to give you a little bit of fun fact about the No Name Pub. So the No Name Pub dates back to 1931, when it was a general store and bait and tackle shop. It remained that way until 1936, when the owner added a small room on to the main structure, which became the restaurant, and the pub was born. Now I haven't been to this location, but I'm dying to go. They're supposedly known for like really good pizza. So here's a little bit more about it, which is really, I found this very entertaining. I'm done with my pencil. I'm going to go in with a ultra micro Uniball, and I'm just going to go over really loose, light, long stroke lines, go back and forth. I want to just not make this neat and keep it very loose. So it says here, the early customers included people from all walks of life, world travelers that arrived from the mainland via ferry, and of course the local fishermen. The late 1930s brought an interesting twist to the No Name Pub history. This is where it gets good. In the effort to increase business, the upstairs storage room was converted to a brothel. While popular with many, the venture failed after several years, as the fishermen were reported to be better looking than the ladies. Wah, wah, wah. That's very funny. So I hope you enjoyed a little bit of history about the No Name Pub. And this is located, oh, let me go back. This is located in Big Pine Key, Florida. Now, I believe that's one of the very kind of close to the very first islands as you're driving to Key West. Yeah, it's just past this, just as you get off the 7 Mile Bridge, you'll hit Big Pine Key. Yeah, that's it. Big Pine Key. So that was fun. I didn't know all that about this. When I started sketching it, I didn't know this history about it, so I just read it and I thought I had to share that. I thought that was just so funny. I'm going to add just a little bit more of the first stage of ink, and then I'll go ahead and erase the pencil line and grab some watercolor paints. So I've gone into a stage where I'm just really loose with the watercolor. I'm kind of digging the drips and using a big brush, and I'm just having so much fun with it. So this is going to be a series, and I'm actually going to be framing all these down the road, and then hopefully do a few art shows next season. But I've got to get a lot of inventory up and going, so I'm really enjoying this. So I hope you do too. So got this 3/4 inch brush. I'm gonna add a lot of water to the palette, spritz down my watercolors there to activate them. And this is cobalt blue. I'm gonna mix that in and start with a really light background sky. Added a little bit more cobalt. And I'm going to add some water so I can get a nice drip. This palette has some beautiful blues, so I'm mixing some different blues, going back and forth. That one that I put in there was a indigo and a Payne's gray. And I'll add a little bit of a violet. And I'll move this paper around so I can get that water to travel, get a different effect. I love that. Love that movement. And here's a permanent dark yellow. And I'm going to add a little bit brighter color at the bottom here with a little bit of lime green and permanent green mixed together. And then I picked up a little bit of sea blue, but that was a little too dark, so I'm going to lighten that up with a little more green. And I'm just going to blend that all beautifully together. I don't want to be obvious where I'm placing this. Like, the building is yellow, so you can go in with a really nice yellow on the building, but I'm focusing on the sky and the ground pretty much. Added a little bit of orange. Another little drip. Bring this down a little bit. And some spatters of blue. Some spatters of green. I'm going to pick up that big brush again and add a little bit more blue to the sky. A little more orange in there. And a few more spatters into the sky area. And some yellow. Very loose. Going to move that watercolor around a little bit. And then I'm going to set this aside to dry for about 20-30 minutes. We're all dry. And now I'm going to pick up my micron pens. I've got a 01 where I'm going to put really tiny little, this Christmas lights on this palm. So I'm going to do little tiny circles for bulbs. And then I've got two bolder microns. I've got a 05 and a 08, I believe. Putting the little wire on the little electrical post. And now I'll grab a little thicker pen and do some nice bold markings just to make some things pop out. Everything has softened up after the color has dried, so now when you go in with this second round of ink, it really makes such a big difference. I'm going to put a little shadowing underneath the umbrellas. I like to do a little outlining of roofs and windows for the most part. There's not a lot of windows in this. I will be adding a window underneath or just above the umbrella between that grate on the roof and the umbrella in a little bit. But there's not a lot of windows in this, so I'm just outlining some different features like little shadowing underneath the rocks. Some of the leaves of the plants. And then I just will I like to just do a little bit darker on the lettering, not the full letter. I just like to do one side of it. Kind of keep it thick and thin. Gives it a little bit of a nice variety. It says no name pub, you found it. So I'm going to place in that window right underneath that grate. And I'm going to grab the 01 again because I want that really fine. And then I'll black in those windows. Give us something, just need a little bit more dark in there. But always trying to maintain those original first lines. Put a little gravel in. Some little dots and circles. It's always a nice little addition. Gives it some really nice little detail. And then the top of the roof it's like a metal roof, so we'll put some real loose lines there, and then there's some lines here. A couple little signs. Oh, gotta fix the flag, put some stripes, and then I'll put a few stars. And here's my finished sketch. No name pub. I love how loose it is. I just love this. I'm having so much fun with placing the watercolor on like this. It's just very expressive. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to reach out. And if you have not subscribed, please do so. I appreciate you so much. give me a thumbs up, and have a wonderful day. Bye for now.